8:30. Welcome to my vineyard ramble this morning. Great to see so many of you here. Friday morning, and just to let you know, we have to leave at 8:45 sharpish today. So because we forgot to sign one bit of paper at the lawyers to buy that lovely vineyard, so we've got to go back this morning. So it's going to be a quick end at 8:45 sharp. So a couple of things before we start. Just look at the sky, look at the vines, and I've got Jean-Marc here. Morning, Jean-Marc.
Morning.
Because we're actually in Jean-Marc's vineyard. Now, this is our biggest vineyard that we have. It goes from the little tree just behind Jean-Marc, goes right round here. You can see the Toche Mountain in the background here. So all these vines you can see here belong to Jean-Marc. Right round here, you can see in the distance, that's the way to Maury that we went the other day, to Paden and Carignan. Come round here. We've got the little village of Pazio over there. You can't see it, it's just nestling there. And that's over to the Roussillon. And this is actually, is it 5 hectares? 4. So 4 hectares. So definitely our biggest vineyard here. So in a minute, we're going to go and have a chat with Jean-Marc about that vineyard. But just before we do, I'll just do the full. I'm standing on a bank to the river, so we're actually right down near the river. That's why you can hear so many birds and the frogs chirping as well. And I'm actually standing there. Here's some, I call it bamboo, but it's not. C'est pas bamboo, no? Reeds. So we've got the reeds here. This is, and wild boars absolutely love it. So I'm probably not far from a wild boar here. Yeah, if you come around here, I'm actually on a track that is probably a wild boar track. So, and then come round here. Whoop. So, and back into Jean-Marc's vineyard. So I just need to apologise before I scramble down the bank. I just want to apologise. Yesterday I forgot the competition. So I did nip back and did a quick Insta Live to do the competition. But I'm going to make up for it today. There is going to be a competition at the end, so a question at the end. But also, for your chance to win a tea towel, you've got 2 ways of doing it on Insta. So either you can come up with a funny caption on the photo of Jean-Marc holding the tea towel, and tag a friend, or just tell me which ramble you have enjoyed the most this week and just let me know why. And that's on my Insta feed as well. So if you look on my Insta feed after this video, after this live is finished, you've got 2 chances of winning a tea towel, and we're going to announce it tonight. So tonight we're on the rock tasting macabre at 8 o'clock UK time. That's 8 o'clock UK time, 9 o'clock French time. So lots going on today, and we haven't got that much time. So I'm now going to scramble down here. I'm thinking of you, Lynn, if you're listening from your hospital bed with your broken ankle. So I'm going very steadily down here. So this is a wild boar path down into the vineyard. And just a quick pronunciation here. I just thought, I always talk about Touchon, the village of Touchon. So I just thought I'd mention how you actually say Touchon. It's very easy, but I know lots of people say Toucan or Touchon. But in actual fact, it's just like the number 2. So 2, and then shone, like the sun shone. Okay, so Touchon. It's really easy. Touchon. So that's the village where we live. Touchon, it's 800 people. And it's Touchan, and you pronounce it Touchon. Okay, and here is a man from Touchon, a local. Hi, Jean-Marc. Perhaps, can we go and have a look in your vineyard? Yeah, okay. We can, okay, thanks. Off we go. Da, da, da.
Yesterday we put sulfur and it's
Oh, okay. So yesterday we put sulfur because we're now protecting the vines against
they're going to odium.
Odium. So we're protecting the vines against odium now. So they had a quick sulfur spray yesterday. So we're not going to go too close. Although sulfur's fine, it can irritate your eyes a little bit. Okay, let's look at your grapes, Jean-Marc. Wow. Okay, have you noticed that Jean-Marc's grapes are a lot bigger than mine? Oh, attends, on peut voir. So let's have a look at those real peas. You can really, I mean, they basically look like bunches of fully formed grapes now. They're looking fantastic. Are you happy with it?
Yeah.
Okay. Ooh.
C'est une petite tache de mildiou, mais c'est pas actif.
So it's a little old spot of mildew. Shall we take
Mais
it
c'est pas.
off? On level?
Non.
No. He wants to leave it on. And so that's absolutely no problem. That's dead. You can see that there's no white bits on it at all, no spores. It's finished, not active. So we haven't mentioned what grape variety this is. So let's have a quick look. Tu peux décrire la feuille peut-être? Parce que j'ai pas dit dans quelle vigne on était.
Là, les feuilles sont assez dentelées.
So quite serrated edges. That's a better example.
Les feuilles qui sont peut-être un peu plus.
Wow, they're massive. Oh, you've taken that one off. Okay.
Voilà,
Right.
là, le vent a coupé un peu.
So this is the wind that's cut it up a little bit. Again, any questions for Jean-Marc? This is your opportunity. Put them in the question box at the bottom. So let's have a look at this grape variety.
Là, c'est assez typique. Hein. C'est dentelé, c'est gaufré.
So it's very typical of this grape variety. It's serrated edges, it's embossed on the top, and it's a very dark green colour. It's amazing how many shades of green you get out in the vineyards, but dark green colour, very indented. It's got 5 distinct lobes, and it's got an embossed top. So I think there's a bit of a delay on your answers coming through, because I know most of you know what it is. There's another example you can see, really indented 5 lobes. Okay, we'll wait for a bit, but we'll just carry on. So, and on the back, sur le dos, another little clue, little tiny hairs on Carignan. Nikki, well done. Whoa. Oh, Nikki's just got out of bed. Great. Yeah, it's Carignan. Adam, it wasn't Sarah. It's Carignan. So this is a Carignan vine. But this vineyard is a little bit unusual because it's 4 hectares in one area. So is that unusual for Touchon to have 4 hectares in the same area?
No, a lot of big vineyards like this. Because à l'origine, c'était beaucoup de petits propriétaires.
Okay, so I asked Marc if I thought it's a bit unusual. I think I said it in English actually, that this was such a big vineyard, like 4 hectares in one little area, in one area. I asked him if it was unusual. He said yes, it is.
Parce qu'à l'origine, c'était beaucoup de petits propriétaires qui avaient des petites parcelles.
Because it used to belong to lots of little owners. Do you remember how many owners owned this 4 hectares that you had to...
Là, c'est mon père et mon grand-père qui avaient une parcelle ici, une petite parcelle.
So it started with his dad, Roger, and his granddad. They had one tiny parcel of vines in this area.
Et ensuite, progressivement, nous avons acheté des petits morceaux
and
et
then
échangé aussi.
And then gradually they bought up the neighbouring vineyards in this area, and you can exchange vineyards. That happens quite often in the village. You exchange rather than...
Je pense au moins 9 propriétaires différents.
So at least 9 different owners that they exchanged or bought the vineyards off to create this 4 hectares of vines. Et après t'as replanté alors?
Ouais.
And then they replanted. So they didn't want 9 different types of grape and different ways of planting it, because it would all have been a bit of a mixed match. So they ripped it up and replanted. So you replanted Carignan here.
Ici c'est Carignan et à côté Syrah.
So this is the Carignan, and we're going to walk down the road here, not the road, down here, and we're going to go in. Attention. Oh, I almost went to cropper there. We're going to go and look at the Syrah grape variety here, and on our way. Can see more. It's not bamboo, it's reeds here.
C'est le passage des sangliers.
Oh, and there you can see the wild boar up in there. That's a wild boar track. It's lovely down here. It's so different to mine. You can see it's the valley bottom. So have you had to control the yield here? Comme c'est dans la vallée et la terre c'est assez fertile, t'as dû maîtriser un peu les rendements.
Oui, par rapport à la fumure, donc là il y a sur ces parcelles en fait, je ne mets de la fertilisation que sur les 30 souches d'eau.
So to keep the yields low in this potentially high producing area, so Jean-Marc only fertilises the soil on the top half doesn't do it down
Là, en
here.
fait, entre le
And the,
bas de la parcelle et le haut, il y a 4 types de sols différents.
so between where we're standing now and where that van, see the white van, is going across at the top, there are 4 different types of soil in this one vineyard.
Voilà. Là, on est sur des alluvions, des
So
graviers
here you can
et
see
des alluvions.
alluvial gravel as well, fine gravel, and a bit
Ensuite,
sandy.
il y a une petite zone où la terre est beaucoup plus dure, qui ressemble au plateau qui est au-dessus.
Then harder soil as you go up the slope.
Au milieu, il y a une zone qui est plus fertile.
In the middle there's a more fertile area,
Et le haut, c'est un sol qui est assez argileux
and as you go up the hill it's more of a clay soil, so
et moins fertile.
and less fertile. So 4 different types of soil that it has to manage in one vineyard. This is, you can see it's nicely planted at 2 meters. C'est 2 mètres? Right. 2 meters. It means he can get his tractor easily through here. So you can see it's been ploughed recently. And he also uses a harvesting machine. So very sensible way of managing the vineyards.
Voilà, ici, c'est une zone sur laquelle on produit des vins rouges, mais aussi du rosé.
So this is, we use this for making red wine. So all organic, certified organic, Jean-Marc's new range of wines that are coming out soon. So it makes single varieties. So we saw the Carignan, so it makes 100% Carignan. But it also goes to make our lovely rosé too. So if you've tried our rosé, most of the Carignan in the rosé comes from here. We need to march on, I've just seen the time. Right, let's keep going. So let's do it as we're walking down here on the pebbles. It's like being at the beach. Oh, let's go over here. So let's do the competition. Before I forget, let's do the competition today. So it's the first person to put on the screen that's going to win some wild organic herbs from one of our vineyards. So the first person to write correctly the name of the village where we live wins the wild herbs. So if you do that, we're going to run down here because we're running out of time. On a le temps d'aller voir la Syrah? On a 3 minutes. Ou en bas là. Ah, ça c'est la Syrah. Oh, okay. Oh, all right. So we're actually already in the Syrah vineyard. Jean-Marc's just laughing. So a quick look at the Syrah. Let's have a look at the grapes. Nigel Carignan, congratulations, you won the competition. So some herbs. If you can direct message me your address, then I'll get those herbs off to you. Well done, Nigel. Brilliant.
Alors, on est sur des grappes qui sont plus petites que le Carignan.
So we've got smaller grape, bunches of grapes than the Carignan. And the leaf.
Les feuilles,
like the top.
Comme ça, c'est un peu.
Yeah, it's quite difficult to say, but here
C'est plus rond. Comme,
it's a bit round. It's rounder than the Carignan, so more like a plate if you squash it out.
et on n'a
Flatten it
pas
out.
le côté gaufré comme sur le Carignan.
And we haven't got
plus
that
plat.
embossed side. It's flatter. For me, it's between the Grenache and the Carignan.
C'est un peu la couleur du Carignan. C'est
So it's a
assez,
bit the same colour as the
c'est assez
Carignan.
rond.
It's quite round.
C'est moins découpé.
And also, this is what I like about the Syrah. You get the lovely pink. Oh, can you hear that bird? I don't know what it is, but it's lovely. You get the pink shoots, so the leaves are a little pinkish. That's very typical of the Syrah. Right, let's go and have a look over here. On peut aller voir là-bas. And we're looking for a really rare bird. Down here we've got a bird called a guêpier, which is a bee eater. Can you hear the frogs? It's a bee eater, and they're absolutely gorgeous. They look like kingfishers, and they swoop around here because we're actually... Oh, look at these flowers as well.
Là, en fait, sur cette zone, en 1999, en fait, ça c'était une vigne qui était à moi.
So, so this, what we're looking at here, is actually a river. It's very unusual in Touchon. But Jean-Marc's saying in previous to 1989, 1998, sorry, this used to be his vineyard. So this used to be Jean-Marc's vineyard that we're looking at.
Parce que j'ai perdu 3 hectares de vignes.
Because
Parce qu'il y a eu des inondations.
we had big floods in 98 or 89? 89 or
90.
In 98 we had big floods here.
99.
And Jean-Marc used to have his vineyards here. He actually lost 3 hectares of vines, and now the river, it's bed diverted and actually flows over his vines, and that's why he replanted in a different area away from. So just leave you looking at this. I'm just going to have a very quick look at the questions. Isn't it lovely, like to have a river in Tucson? It is like a little oasis in the vineyard.
C'est inhabituel d'avoir de l'eau à cette époque.
And normally there is no water at this time of the year at all. So this, because of all that heavy rain we've been having, it's filled up, and it's really unusual. It makes you just want to come down and sit here. Can you hear the frogs? And then one final question, as I keep saying, because we really have to go. Is there a varietal that you wish you could produce but are not able to due to the climate? Donc, c'est les amis de Californie du Sud qui te demandent si est-ce qu'il y a un cépage que tu aimerais faire pousser mais que tu ne peux pas à cause du climat ici. And we're going to finish on this question. Est-ce qu'il y a un cépage que tu aimeras, un cépage? Moi je pense au Riesling, peut-être un vin que tu aimes en fait, qu'on sait que tu ne peux pas, ou le Chardonnay tout simplement.
En fait, le cépage que j'aurais aimé, mais peut-être qu'on va le faire, c'était le Zinfandel.
Ah, the Zinfandel. Wow.
C'est un cépage que j'aime
didn't
bien.
know that. So Jean-Marc,
Le Primitivo en Italie. Mais,
Primitivo or Zinfandel.
Mais peut-être qu'on va faire un essai.
But Jean-Marc would like to try the Zinfandel. Nobody grows Zinfandel in Tucson, but he does say perhaps he's going to give it a go because he likes the grape. So watch this space. That would be really interesting. I didn't know that. Learn something every day. So I'd just like to say a massive thank you to everybody for following us. Unfortunately, we have to dash this morning and go and finish off the signing for that vineyard. You can hear the frogs are really croaking behind us. But thanks so much, everybody.